Hello, everyone. And again, thank you for joining us for the third time. We're moving on to our next segment, which is the Lectio Divina. And Lectio Divina sounds holy and mysterious, but basically it's really simple. Slow down and listen to God instead of scrolling. So I invite you to take a deep breath, open up your heart. And if you still have your phone in your hand, this is a lovely reminder from the Holy Spirit to go ahead and let it go. So tonight's Lectio Divina will be Isaiah chapter 43, verses 18 and 19. Again, that's Isaiah chapter 43, verses 18 and 19. Let's get into the word. Lord, speak, and your servant is listening. Do not remember the formal things or consider the things of old. I am about to do a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and a river in the desert. Word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Let's hear that one more time slowly. Lord, speak, and your servant is listening. Do not remember the formal things or consider the things of old. I am about to do a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. So at this time, I just ask you all to close your eyes and open your heart and maybe pick a word or a phrase in there that sticks to you through the verse and let God speak to you through that. And when we come back, we will share. Okay, I'll go ahead and start sharing. For me, the phrase that stuck out to me was new thing. I would do a new thing. Um, I don't know. Have you ever cleaned out your garage or your closet and found something there that you didn't know you owned? You know, it was still in good shape, valuable. You know, it was still worth using, but we didn't know about it because it was buried under all those books or all the other mess that's in the garage. Well, that's kind of like what God is telling us about a new thing. You know, um, you didn't realize that it wasn't it didn't stop being good. We just stopped noticing it. So that's kind of how God is telling us about creating a new thing. Um, it's not always brand new in the time, but it's brand new in our awareness of what's going on with us at that time. You know, God, in that phrase, I mean, in that verse, God isn't saying that our past doesn't matter, but that it doesn't ruin our future with Him. maybe, just maybe, for myself, God is doing something, new in me and in you. But we have a tendency to call it, inconvenient or uncomfortable or ordinary. But God is calling it holy. So it's a reminder for myself that even in those times where we feel that the inconvenience, or we don't feel like it's doing something, God is there to help us go get through it. And He tells us that, we may not feel comfortable with it, but He's gonna make a way through the forest, and He's gonna put rivers through that desert. So it's a reminder for ourselves, myself and you, to if you feel that calling, if you feel like there's something that you're doing or they want to be doing, to give it an opportunity to step out of the comfort zone, and to allow God to make a way for you. So that's how I felt. Hopefully, you guys, I get to hear some good interpretations.
And I will share the same as you, Marcus. The phrase of I he is about to do something new. It that's what resonated with me. And as I was speaking to the Lord, he reminded me because last year I was going through I was having a conversation with someone about, just my past, and she just turned around and she says, you're not that little girl that experienced that trauma, during childhood. And that really has stayed with me. And I have, and God reminds me that, I'm not that divorced woman. I'm not that person anymore. Like I've worked really hard with him, to heal a lot of those parts of myself. And, he wants me to move forward as someone that, uh, that is not that person anymore, with a different purpose. So that's how I felt it in my heart, that God reminded me that He is doing new things in me, so I can serve how He needs me to, and that's not with all that baggage that I was carrying.
Amen. Thank you, Yoli, for sharing. Would anyone else like to share?
I'll share. Yeah, the prophet Isaiah was speaking to God's people when they were in exile in Babylonia. They were being oppressed. They were being deprived of their freedom. Their worship. They didn't have a temple anymore. They were in despair. So here comes God through Isaiah, giving them hope, not to dwell on what's happening or their past, but on Him, that He will be making a new way. And we're living hard times. Others worse than others. Uh, we reside here in LA. Now it's moving to another state, and all over the world. It seems like there's chaos. Ukrainians, what they're going through still. Gaza, Israel. It's very chaotic, but God's promises, God's prophecy, it'll come to pass. He will make a way. He will make a way, and He will make things new things for us, and that's our hope, that there'll be a brighter future in years to come for everybody. Especially like in my life, it just calls me to trust in God, that if He had the power to turn the life these people's lives around, while they were in exile, they were given hope, and they were given an opportunity to rebuild their temple, their faith, and everything came back to them just the way that God promised them. With time, with time, but so that just tells me that God will make a way. God will always make a way, no matter what we go through, no matter what I go through, and that I shouldn't dwell in the past, but my focus should be on what God can do in my life. And yeah, I'm hoping for new things this year. like health wise, we all want to be healthy, but the main thing is to deepen my relationship with God and to truly discover what He wants, His purpose for my life, and just hope that for my family and siblings, God will make a way for them to come back to be fervent and close to Him.
Thank you, brother, for sharing. Would anyone else like to share?
Oh, sure. For me, I think it's what everybody's saying. I think the words where it says, remember not the former things. I think as human beings, broken human beings, we have that tendency of always thinking of our past, of always thinking what we were and or what's happened to us. And I think it's just like a new hope of we shouldn't remember what God has already forgiven or what we have already surrendered to Him. Because I feel like I feel like that's what He wants us to do, like to focus and the new creation He's done in us and that He continues to do in us every single day. And we go through a lot, like Jose was saying, the world is going through a lot, and sometimes it's really hard to think of that because you feel like it's never stopping. But it makes me remember Job, because right now through the Bible and the year we're going through Job, and how no matter what, no matter everything that he went through, he never like turned his back on God. He never like blamed God. He didn't understand why it was happening, but he still never like blamed God. And he just wanted to understand, like what did he do? Or because he was righteous, he said, I haven't done anything. And I think that to have faith like Job is what I desire, so that I can no longer ever see the former things or who I was, the Nina that was, you know, before Christ came into her life, or the things that still haunt me in my mind, or, thinking like, this is why this is happening to me because I'm this or I'm that. And that isn't true. Those are lies, that the enemy is telling me in my brain, because when God forgives, He doesn't remember anymore. And I think that it's like a perfect start to a new year, to try to really be and really, really believe in the new creation that God has made in me.
Thank you, Nina, for your sharing. Anyone else like to share?
I'll share, Brother Marcus.
Okay,
You know,
thank you.
to me, it's about what I perceive it to be is that no matter how many times you have tried to get close to the Lord and try to walk in the path and the right path in life, we falter. But but He never, and sometimes people say, well, why should I read it again? I don't understand it, or I tried it already. It doesn't do anything for me. Well, don't give up. Don't dwell of whatever happened in the past. What happened in the past happened. God's given us an opportunity to go ahead and seek Him, to reestablish a relationship with Him, to renew our spirit, our life, our love, our strength with Him. And He's offering that to us. And there's no cost. It's just our willingness to open our heart and seek Him and believe in Him and trust Him. And I think that now, especially nowadays, we need that more than ever, because a lot of people are saying, why now? Why me? It hasn't changed. Well, it will change, but our trust, it will always have to be in God. Like I said, one day we'll be with Him in His kingdom, but we have to, with the time here, we got to work. We got to take advantage of what's given us. And like I said, don't dwell in the past like everybody else say here. What happened in the past, it happened. This is 2026. Let it be a new chapter in your life. Allow God to come to your home, to your life. around you every day. That's how I felt the passage from the Bible. Thank you, Brother Marcus.
Thank you, Brother Nacho, for sharing. So as we finish tonight's segment, I ask you to ask yourself this one question. What is one small step God might be inviting you to take towards his new thing? So keep that in mind for the week. And remember, God doesn't create new creations because we failed. He creates new things because he loves us. So thank you so much for participating in this segment. We'll move on to tonight's going to be testimony night, so we'll all get a chance to share our testimony with each and every one of you. So before we do that, we could do